Hi, I'm Steve Kennedy. This is Music and Message, and this is All of My Days. I may not speak with eloquence. I've been with you in much trembling and fear, with a smile and a tear, trying to make sense and not straddle the fence, in truth held so dear. Did I watch alone as a sparrow on a rooftop? I was withered up like grass, and my day drew near. Could I not go home with days like a shadow, then waking in your light, never more to fear? Oh, you hear my prayer when I cry to you. Please don't hide the day that trouble comes my way. I cast my cares always on you. Oh, where else can I go all of my days? You didn't take me away in the middle of my days. I called upon your mercy that forever will remain. For you are the same, and your love never fails. Through all generations, you never will change. Oh, you hear my prayer when I cry to you. Please don't hide the day that trouble comes my way. Oh, I cast my cares always on you. Where else can I go all of my days? Try to do life right and fall short of glory. Fall in the night and call out your name. Back to the truth of that old story of how you died for me and rose again. Trouble comes my way. Oh, I cast my cares always always on you. Where else can I go all of my days? Oh, where else can I go all of my days? I spoke with one of our veterans a while back, and he described the loss of life that he had seen and the sacrifice that was made in foreign lands, and how he knew that it was for a good cause and that the sacrifice was not made in vain. In another window of experience, I hear a veteran, friend of mine, describing his experience being wounded, shot in the leg, incapacitated to the point he couldn't move, and had to wait there for help, for someone to show up and save him. And of how this overwhelming peace came down on him, and a peace that passed all understanding, that stayed with him until he was pulled off of that hill and into safety. A peace he describes is still with him until this very day. I'm a family physician, and in training, I served in the VA and have been I've been really encouraged by our veterans' strength and compassionate tenacity towards this attitude of not giving up, and their faith and perseverance for returning to life. It has been an honor to serve those who have and are serving our country. I had my own health crisis several years ago, and many words of encouragement echoed through my mind during that difficult time. I recall words of faith, of God's mercy that gets us through such a time. There's no atheists in foxholes. It just sounds like people can get from one point of a very dark season and reborn into a brighter and happier time of life. In our health crises, it's very much of a process. It takes time to heal. In my time of difficulty, I did what I've heard these recovering heroes suggest. I opened up a Bible and I started reading every day. The best I could, I gave my life to Christ, and I put some things down and learned some things in His name. I got honest with the Lord. As my Father, I approached Him like a child, asked for wisdom and mercy. And I would say it all changed when I became willing to change and asked God personally for help and mercy. The first year was extremely difficult. I met with a pastor weekly and a good Christian counselor. I followed the doctor's directions with regular exercise, about 30 to 45 minute walk a day, and when I could. That got this layer of stress off top of my mind. And I slept better for that, and I began to think and function better. I ate more fruits, vegetables, realigned my priorities. I took the time to study more, and I wrote more. I took time to take care of those around me and my children around me, and some struggling veterans. I found that there are people that needed help around me in the same way that I was getting and had received help. It was as if I had to slow down to help them as I recovered. In other words, I began to see that there was a reason for the challenges I was going through. The second and third year were a bit easier, but progressively, but they were still pretty difficult. I found I'd been given life, and life was really good, everybody. A new, bright, hopeful, and healthy season dawned upon me, and my walk was blessed by trying to do the next thing right, and it has been blessed ever since. The safest place to be is as close to God's will as you can possibly be. That's the safest place to be. See, God's looking for those who will move into a partnership with Him, a relationship, in this struggle for mankind. He is searching for those who will try to grow up and partner with Him as He leads us to a heavenly inheritance. He is loving, kind, and merciful, and His way is always best. Come and let us return unto the Lord, for He hath torn, and He will heal us. He is smitten, and He will bind us up. After 2 days, He will revive us, and in the third day, He will raise us up. And we shall live in His sight. Then shall we know if we follow on to know the Lord. See, we don't look back. His going forth is prepared as the morning, and He shall come to us as the rain, as the latter and the former rain unto the earth. For I desired mercy and not sacrifice, and knowledge of God more than burnt offerings. Hosea 6:1. God is looking more for that relationship of steadfast loyalty and the knowledge of Him, more than seeing us go through that sacrifice, the consequences of the poor choices we make. See, no one does life completely right. We all fall short of the glory of God. For God so loved the world that He gave His only begotten Son, that whosoever believes on Him shall not perish, but have everlasting life. And that's whosoever. For God sent not His Son into the world to condemn the world, but that the world through Him might be saved. See, asking the Lord into my heart and getting a personal relationship with Him has changed everything. And just as He rose from the grave, He can bring us back with the same power that brought Him back from the grave. He does not always heal, but He sure can. And He gives us power to put down unhealthy habits that are making us sick. It's not by works that we're saved, it's by faith. But who can help but talk about a comeback when it actually happens? If I wouldn't have died, I know He would have brought me back to life on the other side. We're talking about thunderous power, folks. God is my strength and my power, and He make my way perfect. Bless the Lord, O my soul, and forget not all His benefits, who forgiveth all thy iniquities, who healeth all thy diseases, who redeemeth thy life from destruction, who crowneth thee with loving kindness and tender mercies, who satisfy thy mouth with good things, so that thy youth is renewed like eagles. The Lord is merciful and gracious, slow to anger and plenteous in mercy. He will not always chide, neither will He keep His anger forever. He hath not dealt with us after our sins, nor reward us according to our iniquities. For as the heaven is high above the earth, so great is His mercy toward them that fear Him. As far as the east is from the west, so far hath He removed our transgressions from us. Like as a father pitieth his children, So the Lord pitieth them that fear him. For he knoweth our frame. He remembers that we're dust. But the mercy of the Lord is from everlasting to everlasting upon them that fear him, and his righteousness unto his children's children, to such as keep his covenant, and to those that remember his commandments to do them. I think about the sacrificial love of Christ who paved our way to glory, and I cannot help but think about the same type of sacrificial love that our veterans have displayed. There's no greater love that someone would lay down their life for their friends. There's an old song that my mother-in-law used to love and I grew up with that says, "Where can I go but to the Lord?" And seriously, where can I go and where can you go but to the Lord? My health crisis and recovery was difficult for a while. But after I suffered a bit, God bound up the wounds and blessed my way as I continued to walk with him. And oh, what an easier and softer way to go through life. Not so many ups and downs. There will be suffering. But I ask him daily for mercy, that he would ease my burdens and make my way for me, so I will be established. That he would coordinate my days, so that even when things get overwhelming, that he would always have a merciful way through. And that I may continue to have opportunities to work in his kingdom. In this kingdom he has. See, this is a much easier and softer way. He won't give me more than I bear. And he won't give me more than I can bear. This also sets up a heavenly inheritance for me and a future that's secure. Come unto me, all you that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn of me. For I am meek and lowly in heart, and you shall find rest unto your souls. For my yoke is easy, and my burden is light. Matthew 11:28-30. So may you find peace, mercy, and that hope that is secure all of your days and beyond. Did I watch alone as a sparrow on a rooftop? I was withered up like grass, and my day drew near. Could I not go home with days like a shadow, then waking in your light, never more to fear? You hear my prayer when I cry to don't hide the day that trouble comes my way. Oh, I cast my cares always on you. Where else can I go all of my days? Nowhere else can I go all of my days. I'm Steve Kennedy, and this has been Music and Message. This has been All of My Days. May you have a blessed, productive, and wonderful week. Peace, everybody.